Kansas City, Missouri, 38th biggest city in the Great Union. It's now the home to the Royals. It became home to the Athletics in 1955, the stadium here on Brooklyn Avenue. The team is pretty well known, but they are pretty much gone to history. But people in this neighborhood, when taking a walk, they walk where walk-off home runs were hit. Here at Monarch Plaza. Once home to, of course, the Athletics, and also the Chiefs of the AFL and then NFL after the merger. It is, again, home to a lot of history. It's a shame that not a lot of people remember them. Just take it in. The full season in KC was just 63 wins. And then after, they got 52 wins. And then in 57, they got 73 wins. An all-time high in Kansas City. So they honor that by going down to 66. And then the 58. And then they got 3 more wins next season, getting up to 61. Then after that, they got 72 wins. Then they went back up to 73 wins for the next season, and then they went back down to 57 for the season of 1964. Jim Catfish Hunter was in the minor leagues in 1964, but he didn't play any games because he suffered an injury. So he was gone. And he would be in commission next year. The pitching staff wasn't so great. So KC had to suffer another bad season. The only thing that could wow any Kansas City fans was Roger Maris and Satchel Paige, which Paige only had 1 game. So whoever watched that saw an old man toss a baseball like Monty Brewster, and then they saw Roger Maris leave to ceremoniously get 61 home runs. Fantastic. For the man, Catfish Hunter, he didn't have a good debut. He boasted a ERA of 4.26. He had an 8-8 record, and his fielding wasn't even that good either. He had a FIP of 4.42. He only got 82 strikeouts. And also, the offense has a bit to do with this also. Their big names were Ed Charles, who had a WAR of 3.3, but then the next greatest was, he only had 1.7. And the best slugging was 446. The most hits was from Bolt Campaneris with just 156, and Catfish Hunter was in the middle of the pack of ERA with, he was around Fred Talbot and Don Buchhorn, who they aren't really big names. And then the best pitcher in wins above replacement was Wally Sheldon with just 2.1. Astonishing. Hunter's performance in high school did not reflect on his major league debut. He won titles for football, baseball, and track at that. And he just lived on his farm and married his high school girlfriend, Helen. He did get in a hunting accident, which probably contributed to his 1964 injury plate season. I'm just trying to find something to help out Catfish. It is what the book 27 Men Out states. Me personally, I don't think it happened, but it's what the book says, so I'll just take it as fact. And he was pretty much all right. And maybe he could generate something nice for his 1966. With Alvin Dock as the new manager, maybe he could help get this team anywhere good. And he did. Alvin Dock helped the team get up to a 74 and 86 season. It's fantastic. Which it is mediocre to a lot of other teams that are good. But for KC, it was definitely better than their previous seasons, especially the 1955. And one thing that helped bring them all the way up here was the pitching staff. Jack Eichel led the entire major leagues with saves. He got 34. Then Jim Nash had an ERA of 2.06. The Catfish was nowhere in the picture. Before I go into Hunter's 66, let's take a look at the offense. Ed Charles had a great season of 4.1 and wins above a replacement. And Burt Campaneris also had a good season in terms of WAR with 3.6. The next best was Dick Green, who didn't have a great season but still around starter quality. And again, Burt Campaneris led the Athletics in stolen bases. And he led the entire American League with stolen bases, 52. And for homers, the team didn't get a lot of home runs. Roger Repose got the most with just 11. And for slugging, it was Ed Charles with 444 slugging. Now, back on the Catfish, he had a WAR of only 0.5. He gave up the most homers on the team and the most hits. But he went to the All-Star game. He went to the All-Star game. Not Jim Nash, not Jack Eichel, Catfish. He was the least valued pitcher on that team, and he still went to the 1966 All-Star game. Just to put that in picture, I'll try to go through the 1960 All-Star game up to the 1975 All-Star game and check every single pitcher that pitched for those teams that were in the All-Star games, only starters, and see which one compares the most to Catfish. The 1971 Doc Ellis had the worst WAR of 1.7, and the worst ERA was the 1962 Johnny Padres with 3.81. Easily, the worst pitcher out of all of these was the 1966 Catfish Hunter. So it's outrageous he was ever in an All-Star game. It will be outrageous for him to be in his rookie season and his second year. So maybe he could prove that he is worthy to be in an All-Star game in his 1967 season. Alvin Dock can help orchestrate an even better team, maybe even getting to the coveted 74th win season, or maybe even 80 wins. And maybe Ed Charles can do even better. The offense could do even greater. So, let's see it to believe it. All right, 1966 Kansas City Athletics. 74 victories, 86 losses. Let's see how 96 7 was like. Sorry. Oh, that's not good. 62 and 99. How are the bats doing? Rick Monday, Ramon Webster, Bolt Campaneris, Blue Moon Autumn, Ed Charles. What happened, bud? 19 games? Wait, no. No, 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 no. Mets? No, no, no. 1967? No, 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 no. Oh, oh, what is this? Why does my microphone sound way better? Well, out of our way. Move. Move to what? Oakland? Oakland, California? Why? Well, Finley, you sure are really loyal to your city, so is the athletics organization as a whole in history, so we know they won't move. Oh my god. No. No, 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 no. Aw, crab apples. We only have one season left, Jim. One season left for Kansas City. Let's give them something, alright? Alright, I believe in you. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic, man. Great. You have an all-star appearance too, Catfish. See you there. Catfish did appear in the game, so he really did deserve it this time. Besides last season, I would argue that was probably his worst season. And here you go, buddy. You were right next to 1963 great Jim O'Toole of the Reds. That's really all. The only things I could find out as interesting is Jack Eichel leaving the spotlight and really going downhill. And Blue Moon Autumn, who went up to the major leagues with Catfish, went down really bad with a horrible season. And Nash was kind of just there. On the offense, Buck Campaneris had another good season with 149 hits and swiped 55 bases. And then for Wool, it was a two-way tie between Wick Monday and Ramon Webster. And when the Athletics had to say goodbye, Kansas City was really pretty devastated by it. And that's it. That is most of the history of the Kansas City Athletics.